Hi, James and Susie. It's great to see you both today. Today, we'll talk through James's assessment results from last week and talk about how therapy can help improve his speech. Now, your results tell us that you have a motor speech disorder known as apraxia of speech. And this means that sometimes your speech just doesn't come out the way you want it to because of the damage caused from your stroke to the left side of the brain. To support this diagnosis, we noticed your speech was slower than usual and it didn't have that natural flow we're used to. So those long words with lots of syllables like physician or prescription were a bit tricky, as well as saying the odd word petica compared to those simpler sounds like pa, pa, pa. You also seem to stumble on words that started with two consonants, and some words like criminal sounded a bit choppy instead of having that natural rhythm. You might have also noticed that when you're asked to cough, you said cough instead of coughing. Now, don't worry, this does happen sometimes for people who have apraxia of speech because the messages from the brain to the mouth just aren't coming through the way they used to. Now, I've got here that you mentioned you'd like to improve your speech and rebuild your confidence when speaking with family and other people. So, what we can do is we can prepare a set of words, phrases that are meaningful in your everyday life, and scripts for those situations that are important to you, James, like explaining your medical history or talking about that upcoming holiday to Fiji at the end of the year. Now, to help your mind work together, we can practice these words, these phrases, and scripts using a therapy technique called speech entrainment. This funny word just means saying things in unison with a partner. And it works because it helps give you a structured rhythm and a pace to follow so you can get used to saying longer words again and get your natural rhythm back. You also get to look at the other person's mouth, which provides really good information to make it easier to plan your speech along with what you're hearing. The scripts will also be great to help you regain your confidence too, because you get to practice, practice, practice. And like learning any new skill, practice makes perfect. You can practice with Susie, we can make some recordings and download an app to your phone to make practice easier at home. How does that sound? Now, to see how therapy is working for you, we'll measure the time between syllables because sometimes people with apraxia speech pause a bit longer between syllables. We'll also count how many words you say in a minute. And if you're saying more words per minute, we'll know your speech is slowly improving. I'll jot all this information down for you and look forward to seeing you next week. Please feel free to reach out anytime. I'll support you every step of the way to get your natural sounding speech back.